Hello, this is Dr. Young, and I'm going to go over some of your assignments. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail in the discussion because a lot of the discussions are based on your personal experiences, and that's something that you can be able, I don't really have specific instructions for. For example, for this week, you can see here that you're going to talk about your own experiences working in a team. So really, that's not something I need to tell you how to answer, so to speak, as far as, because it's very subjective, obviously, to each and every person. So, but I am going to talk about the exercises. So, for week 2, you're going to take these tests here, and you're going to summarize your results. So you have to take both of these tests, and if you have trouble accessing the tests, you need to contact tech support immediately and see how it gets resolved, because I can't really help you with that. As you can see, I can go to the test myself, so it works okay here, so it should work for you. And if it doesn't, it might be a cookie, clear your cache or your cookies, or call tech support and see if they can walk you through some things. But basically, you're going to take the test, and you're going to get the results, and then you need to summarize your results for each assessment, and then describe what your results suggest about your behavior and performance in a team. One thing I want to make sure that you do is I need at least a page of original material. In other words, do not include copy and paste material from your results and then include that in the paper, because that's not going to count. You need an entire page of your own reflection of the assessment results of the assessments. So you take the test, you look at the results, and then you give me a page of analysis. That's what you're doing based on this part here about what it says about your behavior, and then how you can use that, your strengths, to develop, build a team, and to handle issues that might come up, conflicts, disagreements, etc. So that's what you need to do for this assignment. One thing I want to make sure that you do, proofread very carefully. I'm seeing writing errors. Okay, let me just, spelling, missing commas, punctuation, using the wrong punctuation, capitalization issues, incomplete sentences, run-on sentences, things like that. You should proofread for those things and make sure that you don't, that your writing is correct. And I just don't want you to lose unnecessary points just for things like that, when you can easily, fix those issues. If you are struggling with your writing, there is a tutoring service here at Everest that you can utilize, and I believe it's in your left course menu. Let's see, let me find it. Should you need to utilize that, see, student service, there it is. EUO tutoring, smart thinking, submit a paper for review. So there you go. There's been some changes in this menu, so it's a little, I'm still trying to get used to where everything has been moved. So make sure that you utilize these resources. If you continually get feedback from me that there are writing errors, then you need to start using these resources. Because I don't mark up papers, because this is not an English class, it's a human relations course. So writing, proper writing is expected. So, and I know typos happen. And it's hard to catch, like if you've read it for the 10th time, you might miss, keep missing the same thing. If you can have another set of eyes take a look at it and, read it for you, that will help as well. But I just wanted to go over that. I'm going to go back to your assignment now. Your assignment instructions. And go over the next one. And it's similar in nature to the teamwork, except it's just a little bit different, and you're going to be drawing a diagram. It needs to be at least a page. You're going to have to reflect back on a time when you had some informal or formal groups. It doesn't matter if it was for work. I don't know. Maybe you're involved in activities with your children and you worked as part of a group. Maybe you are a member of a club, association, church. It doesn't matter. But if you're working with other people, you can use that for an example. If you worked with other people to reach a common goal, use that example if you want to. But then you're going to go into Microsoft Word, and you're going to need to make sure your Word drawing tools, you can use those. And then you're going to draw a diagram of the informal communication network. That is in your text. There are examples in your text. You should be able to kind of model this with your own information, but you can use like a model and an example in the text if you'd like. But you're going to write a paper and you're going to explain the network and whether it's effective or ineffective. And if it's not effective, what would be an alternative method that would work better? You need 2 or 3 groups. So for each group, you're going to describe the role that you played in the informal network. And these are this is the terminology in your text. So make sure that you're reading your textbook as well, and you can see some of the diagrams and models there. And then, did you play the same role in each group? Why not? Which roles would you prefer to play and why? So basically what you're going to do is think of the groups. The first part of the document will be the diagram. And then after that, you're writing a paper kind of talking about the information in that diagram based on these questions. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, though, just let me know and I'll be happy to clarify. So that's really all. But I wanted to just explain these two especially because these are the ones that kind of confuse students the most generally. But that's all. If you have any questions, let me know. If you get stuck. If you have tech issues, call tech support immediately. And by the way, that's that tab up here. And you have the contact info there if you need it. Thanks and have a great evening.